Hola piloncillos! Join me in filling out the Sacred Count agenda together. It's a new veintena. For me, it's really important to set the tone before diving into reflective work, and today I started with making myself a cup of tea. Today it's lemon balm, which I find soothing and helps settle my nervous system. I highly recommend it. It's also a naturally occurring source of magnesium for those that didn't know. Then I like to create a small ritual space. Today I'm going to be lighting a candle, but you can use incense, copal, or anything that feels supportive or grounding to you. You might prefer music or silence like I chose today. Whatever helps you connect. These small acts help me shift gears and remind my body and spirit that it's time to get intentional. I also smudged a little with a little leaf of sage. Once I've settled in, I open up the agenda and find today's date. This veintena, I'm filling it out on an Ejeca day, so there's already been a day that's gone by. This veintena is the veintena of Tlacachipehualisli. Say that 3 times fast. When it comes to filling out your agenda, when we start the new veintena, we look at what this veintena brings. And these are some ideas that you can tap into. This was how it used to be celebrated, and it's an opportunity to bring it into modern context. But how is it that you can celebrate and honor these energies in today's world? So the first thing that I do is I look in what trecenas there are and some of the themes here, and then I write them down. I like to begin writing down the trecenas present because it helps me have a wider view at what this veintena will also have. Next, we look at the emerging veintena themes and how can we embody the energy of this veintena through our actions. For me, I wrote that this veintena presents opportunities to shed our winter skins, and personally what's emerging is mentorship opportunities, teaching youth, and shedding more individualistic approach and integrating into community. So what that's going to look like is going to be very different for everybody. Next, we look at how do these trecenas shape the flow of this veintena, and I wrote that the majority of this veintena is Kali, and I think that this gives us opportunities to redefine the home and reevaluating what that looks like. I think about what is home outside of home, and also Coscacuautli will ask for patience. I think in general this gives us an opportunity to shed our old ideas of the home and shed some things that we've been carrying around for a while with that Coscacuautli energy. Don't forget, if you ever feel lost for meaning, that you could turn back to the beginning of your agenda and take a look at the key for the tonales and the numbers. Look at some of the meanings and interpretations that I've shared, and just remember that meaning is up for you to make, and these only but scratch the surface of their meaning. But as you continue to intentionally connect and deepen your work through this agenda, you'll find that these meanings expand. The next section of the agenda that we're filling out is the goals for this veintena. I wrote down a few things and left myself some space in case I wanted to add something new as we go throughout. Then on the right hand side, I wrote an actionable step I could take in order to fulfill that goal. I find that looking at goals in this way kind of takes away that barrier of making excuses to not get that thing done. Makes it less scary because then you know what the first step is. And Next, I wrote out what obstacles might I face and how I can navigate them. For me, I wrote out hastiness to get things done, so impatience, but that may look different for you. Next, we're flipping it to the weekly page. I'm starting out a little late on a Wednesday, or 8 Hekat, but better late than never. Actually, this week begins on a Tuesday, so I'm not doing so bad. So the first thing I tackle is what I'm grateful for this week, and I find myself really reflecting on life and just being grateful for it. We really don't know if tomorrow is promised, and I'm just grateful for life and everyone that I've gotten to meet in it. And I'm grateful for the people who care about me and my heart. Next, I moved on to filling out the to-do section for the week, and I filled out all the little things that I gotta do, making sure that I left myself enough room in case I add anything else later on. And when it comes to how I can honor this week's Trecena themes, I wrote down make things cozy and comforting and to cook something delicious. I just made chile verde con carne de puerco the other day, and it was really, really good. So I'm looking forward to cooking something new. But then, so what we do next is move these items from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, fit it out throughout the week where we will find it the most manageable. So ideally, spread out your tasks and obviously meet your deadlines, or put the items that you really need to meet, prioritize them, put a star on them, whatever it is that you need to do. And you may have noticed, but the pages of this agenda are rather thick, and I did that on purpose so that if you wanted to get creative with your agenda, you could. So I grabbed my watercolor markers and I got creative with my agenda. I decided to color code some of my tasks based on their section and spread it out throughout the week. And I also had some stickers, and I did some doodles in the notes and doodles section of what I thought Cali vibes could bring. And I just chose little cozy themes, and that may look different for you. And I hope that this inspires you to not only be reflective in this work, but also to get creative. And don't be afraid of what it looks like. It's meant to be fun and an intuitive process. It's meant to be what it's going to be. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this little POV. And just let me know in the comments if you liked it, or share some of your goals and some of the themes that have emerged for you. Las Kamati. Stay sweet, piloncillos.